rust, dirt, paint. Welcome to Weld.com. Today we're going to do some welding through some rust, which everybody hates to do. Do I like it? Not at all. But we're going to make it happen. So what we're going to do today, we're going to replicate a little maintenance project that we're doing in the plant. And this leg's on a big old structure that the base plate rotted out. And we're going to use the Lincoln Fleetwood 5P Plus 1/8 diameter, which is a cellulose rod that works really well on dirty surfaces. So let me get my PPE on and let's get started and get it welded out. So today we're going to use the Ranger 225, which is a mobile generator and welding machine. So I'm going to set it up for 1/8 60/10. So I got it set on 90. And I'm not quite sure about the settings. So this is just a test. And I'm going to put it on 7. And we're going to start from there. Eyeball. So I tried tacking it. I could get a tack on it, but it wasn't hot enough, so I'm gonna jack it up a little bit. You ready now? Eyeball. Okay. Eyeball. So it looked like turning it up, did the trick, went from like 87, 88 amps to about 100. So it works a lot better, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the root in, trying to eat that rust away so you can get a nice, clean, smooth weld before you put a 7018 cap on it and make it look nice and slick. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and wire brush it, which you always wanna wire brush it since I don't have a grinder. Now you try to get all the rust off you can, just like we always preach. Clean the weld, clean the weld, clean the weld. Cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness is number one, which it is. Some cases it's not. This case it's not, because we're doing a little rust repair. So we're gonna get started with a 60/10. I like to arc off 2 to 3 inches so your rod's nice and hot before you tie into your tack. And you can see it's not real hot because I don't want it to get too hot and blow all the metal away. I'm whipping it real short whips, making sure it's tying into the bottom plate and of course the old rusty tubing that we're welding on. So we're going to come around the corner here and we're going to run out of rod. Eyeball. So we'll fire back off on the other side to keep it nice and even or square or plumb. And do the same thing we were doing on the other side. Just manipulate the rod down on the new plate and then to the old tubing. And just keep going down the line using the same consistent manipulation that you're using, making sure it ties in real well. And of course, you know, the 6010 is great for rust. And you know, it's a really good penetrating rod, so you don't want to turn it up that high so it'll penetrate and just blow all the metal out of the way, so then you won't have anything to weld to. Then you'll be building up to tie back into the old rusty part. So I got it turned up at 90 amps and it's burning. I like the way it's burning. It's rolling right in there. You can see the rod angle. I've got it, it's probably about 30 degrees, but I'm just basically just coming off the nice, good material and just pushing it onto the old material. So this is the last bit of the root eyeball. So I'm tying into the old tack. So as you can see, the 6010 did its job. It filled in the gap. It doesn't look that pretty, but it's not supposed to look that pretty because it's got all that garbage from burning all that rust out and paint and dirt and everything. So what we'll do next, we're gonna put the 7018 on it, and that's what's gonna make it look slick. So I'll run 2 passes of 7018 around it, and we'll call it a day. But before we do that, I'll go show you the settings on the machine. So now we're ready to switch over to 7018. We'll go to max, and about 135, like right there. So let's get started. One good habit I've always had, I always like to put my 7018 in a rod oven, and the rods weld a lot better. So I'm gonna start the 7018. So you can see I'm coming around the corner there and I'm manipulating it. I want to get like 1/2 to 3/4 coverage on the root there, so it gets really good coverage, good penetration to the bottom plate. And she's running about 135 amps, which is nice and warm, and I like it like that. When I do my tie-ins, I like to start 2 or 3 inches away from where I'm gonna tie into so the rod's nice and hot. So when I come into that where I left off, I do a little C action there, and it ties in really good, and it's hard to tell where your tie-ins are. As you can see, the flux comes off really nice. I like the way these rods run. Little X-caliber Lincoln rods. Clean her up a little bit with the wire brush. And she's looking good. So I initiate the arc again, tie in, manipulating the rod. And I like manipulating the rod because you get good coverage with it like that. And you know the weld's gonna look good. So you just, that 70-18 flows right in there. So here's my last tie-in. And like I said, I start a couple inches away from it, so my rod's nice and hot when I make the tie-in, and I just keep rolling out with it. So as you can see, we're going to do the top pass, or the final pass, you can call it, on the cap. So you can see I'm manipulating that rod down halfway on the weld and then up on the tubing. So as you can see, the final product, I ran the last pass on it. And I really like that X-caliber rod. It runs really smooth, especially if you got your heat right. But as you can see, you know, there's a lot of truth, and you can get a really good sound weld with a rusty part and then a piece of new metal. So anyways, I hope the audience appreciates all this, learned something from it. Put something down there in the comments, questions, destructive criticism, whatever you guys want. I'll go ahead and answer it. But thanks for watching today. If you have questions or need help, go to our forum and connect with us, Weld.com/forum. If you want to check out exclusive content and member perks, join our channel and support the Weld.com community. See you on the next one.